like a fast one, actually, Henry. They're charging towards B. 4 of them. They could hit their walk key. There's plenty of freedom to do that, and they head instead towards middle.
So we've tried to set it up. A big rush comes in. We keep the music going. We're going to try and create like a frag movie on the fly. Hasn't happened yet. When it does, we're going to send it to high heaven.
Oh,
we're going to swing for the fences on that one. If there's ever a rush in a pistol round, watch out. That's Poison.
My God.
You wanted it to come online, Chad, and he certainly has. That's the first kill. Towards B we go. The flash is deployed, though. It's Obo who needs to find kills here. The headshot doesn't matter too much, but the second one certainly does. Config needs at least one kill here. Delivered on that front. Can he get the second? Ducking and weaving on the bomb site here, but Fnatic have got control. Poison with low HP. Bomb to be planted. And Brolan, he's aggressing outside of the window here. It's looking very good for the Swedes.
Slow to start things off, but then all fast at once. That's how I like to do it. JW does find the frag onto Rush regardless, and now Blame, yeah, he's not got much chance. He has picked up the kit off the corpse of Poison, but double peeked from window. That's the end of him. Fnatic, they continue with the same ferocity we saw on map 1.
Wow, that start there, very simple stuff from Fnatic. The pistol round didn't have a lot of moving parts to it. But the fact that Poison hits that shot jumping, I thought, oh yeah, they're going to hit a couple of bangers this round. And then you see Fnatic just snowball onto that site. We know how difficult it can be to retake. The change of the skyboxes hasn't really made things easier. But that was where one of the smokes towards the doors came on in. And here we're going to see double scouts, make that triple scouts, actually.
That's how I like them. Triple scouts, maybe even triple Kriegs when I have the money.
At this stage, though, Alex, the Krieg might reign superior over the scout. It's coming in towards those long doors, and at this stage, Brolan, he doesn't miss many shots.
So they have control of the map as well. You can see that they've got the main body of the assault in long, but Golden keeping track of any aggressive CT maneuvers towards B, and the same can be said for middle, as it was currently being held by JW Scout, but now the gap will be filled by Golden as well. Slowly going to hit towards that A site. You can see forcing the CTs back towards short, and now long contact looking likely. Blame's been so persistent, but oh, just as the utility was thrown towards short, he gives it the attention they were hoping he would. Pulls him out, and this round looking seamless from Fnatic.
Remember, 100% win ratio in the last 3 months of Fnatic. They've had some huge victories here, and it's a good scout attempt from Config, but doesn't quite connect. Going to be the eco for the Complexity boys on the pick of Fnatic here. Dust 2. Round 3 won't be looking too exciting for them, as they can only really bring out P250s on top of their default pistols. So a chance for us to chat, boys. How's your days been? How's life in general?
Today was a weird one.
Yeah.
Let's catch everybody up on what happened today.
There's always a new bit of information or a bit of breaking news coming out.
I believe Harry's had to change hotel room 5 times?
No, 6 times. Today was the 6th time.
Okay. So today, the hotel that we were staying at, where we were only, we were 6 of 12 guests in our previous hotel. Yeah. Unfortunately, due to the current situation that everybody is going under, the hotel had to close its doors.
It did. It wasn't ideal. No. I woke up about 10 o'clock this morning. You'd all left, and I was like, okay, I'm the last man standing in the hotel, and very odd environment. The staff were leaving. We were leaving.
Yeah, so they were told this morning that, that it was all going to be closing down, and we had to move about 15 minutes down the road to one of their sister hotels. Which that's about it. We were just displaced. We packed. We moved.
It was, to be fair. It is a nice hotel, and I'm enjoying it.
I've got zero complaints.
I've got a little home gym built in the hotel at this point as well.
Pull-up bar, I believe.
Pull-up bars. I've got some resistance bands. I've got an ab wheel. Got some protein bars in there. If you want to come around anytime, Chad.
Okay.
The gym of Greer.
The gym of Greer, exactly. And we'll be seeing if now Complexity can flex their way on towards the A side. They've only got the default weaponry, to be fair. The Molotov does make things a little bit more complicated for Complexity, I will say that much, but at this point we'll see whether Golden get a big spray down.
Oh, here it comes!
Tower of Doom!
Only 2, that's actually quite a shame. And 1 for the MAC-10. Config does shut both of them down alongside Blamemath actually onto the second, so that's not too bad. Some weapons that could be retrieved. JW's posted up to try and stop that, and I see why. They've got a lid for this one, and it's called Brolan.
Maybe, I don't know how many of our viewers would have seen Jaws. Alex, have you seen Jaws?
I know it's an old movie, but it is a cult classic. I think a lot of people go back and watch it. You know, that's like saying how many people have seen The Usual Suspects. A lot of people have watched that.
Give
well,
me
maybe
the
not
shoe.
recently.
I think we can release that. I think we can release it now.
Go for it.
Let's. Mihal's probably watching. Carmack, if you're listening, can we release that video? I probably still have the link.
We
somewhere.
created a Usual Suspects spoof.
Yes.
I guess a parody.
That's right.
For IEM Sydney
I Am Sydney, 2 years ago?
to do with shoeies.
And it never got released, but it did get recorded.
It was fantastic.
And I think it's a great bit of content.
Ooh.
JW has a great little shot as he connects on Blame F. They're just doing a straight up rush B. It's that first gunner, remember. They wouldn't have absolutely everything. First kill for Flusher. Config in trouble once again. He'll take down Brolan surely. At this point, though, the trade will come through. Good damage inflicted, but still, it's the B bomb side. We've talked about this so much in the last year. You might as well save. It was Astralis that really kind of were the trailblazers of this idea, saving weapons on the CD side. One of the bomb gets down on this side of the map. JW still in T-spawn. He almost hits the second shot as well, but that will certainly confirm things, and they're going to go 4-0 here. Great start for the Swedes. Looking to close things out early tonight, but looks things.
I mean, Brolan in his interview, he had, well, he didn't have a lot to say, but he did. You could see him struggling to find the words to describe why Fnatic was struggling in their first game of EPL.
Well, they weren't fired up, Alex.
No, but exactly. But I think he was trying to find, because he didn't want to say, oh, we weren't trying hard enough.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's, if I'm honest, that's what was happening. Is he was like, oh yeah, we didn't try hard enough, or we weren't respecting our opponents enough.
Sure.
I think is what he was trying to avoid saying. And it seems that Fnatic have come in today with a much different outlook, realizing their chances in this group would dwindle should they concede.
Yeah, we're going to show some of the pace here. So I've brought up Skybox right now to show this B rush. So look, none of the CTs are even in the site yet. As you can see, they're outside, and these flashes are already coming on over the top. Look at this. You have Golden late throwing more flashes over the top through the new Skyboxes. So anybody in the bomb site completely blind and then overwhelmed. And at that point, as Henry said, on a map like Dust 2, you lose the site that quickly, you may as well save.
Well, they did save a little bit, and they'll invest somewhat. We have got MP9s, 5-7
Again?
Desert Eagles.
What?
Why
Again?
not, boys? Fnatic
There's
have
no
done
one
enough.
long.
Always.
They're all long, rather.
You can get one. Maybe not. That flashbang was pretty
again.
good. Yeah, you have to save. This is brutal CS. Like, it's certainly not like sustainable. When you're in the zone right now, everyone's hitting their shots and you've just got this momentum behind them. You know their money's low. They're not expecting a B rush twice. That's a bit of a virtual special, if I'm not mistaken. Just keep applying that pressure round after round.
Yeah, and then they'll second guess themselves. They'll play 3 players B, and what do? You run out long. Classic.
It's so good. I used to love calling that. Dust 2 is the best map. It was my favorite to call on because, especially in the source, you had the drop-down potential towards underpass as well. And you could just do so much with the quick spawns. It was so much fun getting inside their heads. We'll see whether Config is there.
I think this map is probably the best in the pool for doing fast-paced conditioning rounds.
Yeah.
Okay, they're making this interesting in terms of kills. They'll get some better weapons.
One thing I will say, Chad, remember back in the day, in 1.6 and Source, when we had the calculated spawn bit of rotation of 4, right?
Yes.
That's when the game had a different layer to it, where you could actually track the spawns, you knew where they'd be rushing, and then you could start up the mind games properly at that point. They knew you had a good spawn for long, they knew you had a good spawn for B, and they could adjust their setup. I wish that'd be brought back into CSGOs. I hate any random elements within esports.
Let me ask you this, though, Henry. Were you one of those guys who asked for the extra restart? You said, oh, no, something's wrong to the
Every
admin.
now and then.
Yeah, just
Every
to
now
get
and
that
then.
better long spawn.
Honestly, because everyone else is doing it.
Yeah, they
every
were
now and
doing it.
then.
The French were doing it. We know you're doing it.
The French were doing it. They were the main culprits, to be fair. Every time it felt like.
Look, they were the main culprits with everything, but it's another B rush.
Let's go in.
They're doing it. Obo's to be tested. He's putting the bullet down range and only 1.5. It may not be enough. It's down to Config. He's not made it into the site. The nade does, though. Significant damage inflicted. Smoke on the doors. I don't know if Complexity are going to be okay with pressing save again.
They have to go for this one. You can't save towards B, especially in a 4-on-4. Again, we are going to see lots of utility there. They can smoke towards the tunnels. They can use the incendiaries. JW still in spawn. He'll be able to watch the tunnels now as he transitions over, but time is of the essence. He's got tunnels covered, and
they're looking lost, bro.
They're going for the retake, but they look lost. They're going to have to smoke tunnels, Molotov the platform, flash over. They do have to go for it. Chad's dead on here. And through the window, I think Crims gets like 3 kills. It's too good.
This is brutal.
They can't really flash him that well. That's not bad, but he should get a couple. Maybe 3.
He just has to hold down mouse 1. It doesn't matter what nades you throw. And this is another win for Fnatic. And they hit B 3 times. We've seen 6 rounds of play so far. 50% of those have been hitting that B site fast.
Alex, can I award a gold star to Henry there for predicting 3 kills before any frags came in?
Chad, I don't know if you listen to my casting very often.
It's a gold star.
Alex is always blown away by my predictions. He calls me the prophet sometimes.
I hope he's never been blown away by the US Air Force tactical timeout, though, because that will be the first one of this blistering fast game. And I believe Gomez, the manager of 100 Thieves, made a tweet saying, slow down, JW. There's nothing good on TV right now.
Gomez. I didn't know he was a comedian.
Oh, he's always been a funny man.
Man of many talents.
There we go.
Fnatic averaged the most grenade damage per round, 31.1, of all teams this event. And that's THS. That stands for Theatrical Home System. So,
Can we let David off the hook? Because he's doing this from Australia right now, and it's probably about, I don't know, 6 a.m.?
6, yeah.
No, guys, come on.
You could.
Come on.
Just do it.
Now. I know. Oh, and he gets the frag long. That's going to convince them that they have to stick around on A. Charging in. This is it. This is Complexity. A neat and tidy finish on B push. Finally, finally, the Fnatic wave crashes against some substantial rocks.
All right, now we can get actually into the regular programming of the game, because I think Fnatic now might go to more of a default approach right there. You could see Complexity double downing with the grenades towards Upper Dark, doing a lot of damage. The good thing that's allowed is Poison should be finishing golden off here any second, is they now know that Complexity have to respect any early flashes or nades.
This is where the mind games really begin.
They wouldn't, would they?
This is so insane. If you did B-Rush now, like you would say, okay, we finally shut them down.
On.
We don't need to jump everything in there. You might not B-Rush it. I would say you could go for the delay when you wait for all the grenades, then just go in afterwards. They've got the spawn. I do like that. Who's at the very front? That's going to be Brolan. They are going to change it up. So they've had enough of their fun. They're 6-1 up. They said, let's just go back to old traditional Counter-Strike here. Crim's a long spawn. Did he get thrown the AWP? Just going to use the AK here. JW looking like an absolute beast out there today. Crims bounces through the flames. And they actually have full on control, uncontested. CTs did throw some utility at the start, but they didn't want to challenge it. They repositioned towards short. And that suggests to me they'll be flashed over from middle. They're going to have to go for a swing here, considering they've lost long. We'll see whether they have that in mind. Poison has pretty decent control, to be fair, but you are vulnerable from one pop flash and a swing for the closed doors. Needs to be very careful in that position.
They have JW now posted up on long, and typically you can see teams choose to fall back, but it doesn't seem that's the case. You can see utility being invested, and that's of limited resources remaining. There is plenty left on JW, Brolon, and Flusher, so keep your eyes on the remaining 3. Should they go down before the assault continues, that will be Fnatic hindered. Brolin is going to be responsible for doors, and Poison still posted up. He's very persistent on this line, keeping that short angle of assault covered, but Brolin's going to challenge it. You talked about that pop flash, Henry. Let's see if it comes in. The Prophet, as we talked about it. Instead, it will be the underhand smoke. The
Adren smoke deployed. And the incendiary, actually very effective. Doesn't actually do much damage, but it's quite impressive where it landed. We are going to see Rush, though. That could do some damage. Just a little tickle there, but that's much more from Fnatic. Over towards Gandalf. He'll have to be a wizard at this point to defend this one. As we get into a 5-on-2, it's Config and BlameF saving once again, Chad. You hate to see it. They are getting absolutely bloody wrecked out there.
Yeah, and they may as well chase right now. Fnatic, there's no reason not to take these guns away
if they
from
go
them.
one player T-spawn at this point, or lower B, that one of them's going down at least. Flusher, I'm surprised he's walking. They've just been running around the map so far. He's going to get the sound cue, and he knows exactly where Config is. One bullet will do it. They're still going to get these kills. They've got plenty of time, remember. The bomb's only halfway gone. They're going to probably send the kitchen sink over here as well. Get all 5 players stuck in. Config cowering in the corner here, desperate to stay alive. He has got a Krieg as well. There's no way they're going to let him keep it at this stage. Flash should come through. They haven't actually got one. There it is. They do. Flash is perfect. And BlameF now. Bit of a shooting gallery. Maybe gets 2 kills, but should be going down in the end. There's the second. He hasn't got any idea the player's close to the ramp and should be taken down, but he does survive. Nice work.
All right, so we're about to jump into the adjustment that we saw come out from Complexity here to deal with the B-Rush. So we're going to play this out. All these flashes coming on over the top. Molotov immediately dropped, and then double grenades. That's where all that damage came in. You can see these 2 players are low, and one actually went down to the nade. What that's going to mean for future rounds, guys, as we can jump back into the action, is we will be seeing more grenades getting thrown out early to respect these flashes that we're seeing coming over from Dark of Fnatic here. So if you're Complexity, you have to respect any early aggression being shown on the map because you've died to rushes time and time again. And
I did like the kind of, I'm going to call it an adaptation. It's not necessarily the flashes instead of the smokes. A lot of people were saying, you know, expecting to see a big revolution on Dust 2 when they opened the skyboxes.
Yes.
But it was initially, the smokes had a very telegraphed nature to them. People didn't like it because you could just see that tiny little oblong flying through the sky.
The thing is, you could actually do those smokes from middle regardless. Like, it's a nice idea, and that was much less telegraphed. You can throw it from catwalk all the way towards the B doors. It's not too common. It's a very powerful smoke. You don't need it anymore.
Astralis do those, right?
Most Danish teams do, to be fair. I've seen lots of them, but it hasn't been utilized too much, those skyboxes towards B. Just to touch on your notes, that should be Flusher going down here, as we'll see him completely flash towards the corner. Rush and Poison will take him down. Bit of assistance there from the Flashbang. They're going into a fast mid-split, considering they've seen 3 players along. They've got information at least. They don't go towards middle. They're actually going to try and catch them as they fall back. Now, they haven't pounced on it straight away. JW just going to use the AWP towards short. Smoke down and spawn. A lot of suggestion going on now. They're trying to pull CTs away from that A-bomb site.
They're showing a lot. We've had contact long, a frag admittedly in favor of Complexity, and now it seems that short will be the body of the assault. Smoke CT, in fact, 2 of them. The Vanguard smokes in and dropping down. Poison had his back turned. He just gets pantsed by Brawl and public humiliation. But as missed spray from Config, this round will be Fnatic's as well, and Golden doubles up. The round is his. And so has been this T half. His calls have been on point, but so has the fragging behind it.
4 versus 2, Alex. And again, they'll have to save. This has not been the day of Complexity. They got absolutely ravished on the first half of Mirage, 13-2. And it's looking like a very similar scene here in the first half of Dust 2. The pick up Fnatic. A bit of a novelty start for them. 4 B rushes in a row. It worked out. Can't argue with it. It's working. And we will see now a hunt continue. Crims will go down. Obo's position joined by Blame F there towards T-Spawn. So then, they can still hunt, plenty of money, but it's starting to run a little bit thin. We have got 4K on Crims. Same story for JW as well. The sniper wants to keep his money strong. And will there be any more kills? You're going to check this corner. Almost certainly it's Obo who will survive. So they'll take an AK-47. And, of course, the M4 there. Nice work from Golden. Another great fragging in-game leader.
Yeah, the list is starting to get rather stacked. I remember when the conversation was, so who is a fragging in-game leader?
Sure.
Katowice 2015, we were like, well, there's X and Y. Now the list, unfortunately, for the players that couldn't keep up, is getting very, very long. Everybody acknowledges you just cannot use that as an excuse. Config tagged up on the cross. JW said a couple of them.
Was the Krieg, I believe. That was definitely that was JW, though. So the Krieg shot, I think, he didn't get the assist, but it did 30 damage, enough to get the kill with the wallbang coming in.
Give him a break, man. Like, they've just lost the guy through the door. Golden pushes out and gets a kill. You've got Blame on the island right now. The thing is, if he can get away, he's done more than well enough, but Rush goes down in all the confusion, and look how much room Golden has at this point.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's just so hard to deal with. They're hemorrhaging everywhere, right? So at this point, you're just trying to put a bandage on the entire body that is the CT side of Complexity's Dust 2 right now.
So put yourself in Blame F shoes, Chad, just for a second.
Big shoes.
Very, very giant.
Size 15.
Oh, yeah. Size 15. Get some custom made. But put yourself in Andre the Giant's shoes for a second and let me know, what on earth do you do when Fnatic are playing like this? This is disrespectful Counter-Strike, quote-unquote disrespectful. They are just dominating on all facets of the game.
Yeah, and the way that you have to deal with this is doing what he just tried to do, be assertive, right? The fact that JW takes a player down through the door without even being able to see them, that leaves you in a position where you go, what can we do, right? So you either have to try and do something aggressive, boost some players up cat, see if you can get a pick towards lower duck, something along those lines.
Just to reiterate, there was a Krieg tag, which we're seeing more of. It wasn't a headshot. It did 30 damage on the cross. JW then shoots the door, so there wasn't quite enough damage for an assist, but it was enough damage to actually convert the kill for JW.
Yeah.
So that's massive. That's really interesting. He would have no idea. He's like, how did I just get a kill straight for the door there?
No
headshot.
headshot.
Yeah, very cool.
Just hit to the
Just look at the mini-map, guys. The CTs, they've boosted a player short, but they've lost mid quickly. Their upper dark control's gone. Long, they're finally getting now. The CTs have to be scared everywhere.
Blame F does get an early advantage for Complexity and does not get traded. This is a rarity in the game so far, so now it's a question of converting. Where does that conversion come from? Where does it stem from?
Oh.
Good damage from Obo. Blind into the smoke does inflict 71 damage to Flusher. Ooh, J-Dub spotted. Now pushing up short. If JW can keep these long players busy, in fact, he's kept both of them. There's 2 CTs staring at his position, investing utility. Poison will tuck in and be ready to deal with this short take. There will be a smoke from Crims. There will be a smoke from Golden. It's time for the Vanguard smokes again. But do they go on them? That's the question I'm asking.
We'll see, Alex. They're so battered and bruised making their way towards the A site here. They've got Rush waiting down in the pits. Poison, of course, waiting a car. He's got the AWP, but the boost above the smoke Trying to find any players beneath. That's a nice little Molotov there. BlameF still has space, but he can't swing wide to actually get a big spray down. Poison, oh, he's not looking himself today. I have to say, one of the most exciting AWPers in CSGO right now in terms of upcoming talent. Just absolutely dumped it by Crims, but same story down towards Long on JW. Still a chance over Complexity. They have the man advantage. BlameF not really delivering on the headshot there. He'll fall back, reposition as the bomb gets planted.
I'm impressed Fnatic got into the site. And defending it, a different question. Numbers continuing to favor as Rush does pick up a second. Flusher only going to be able to get the one off the early damage dealt by Obo. So, finally, Complexity get their second.
You probably heard me chuckle there at that Molotov. I just want to show you. So we can see the boost going on here, right? But what is so cool about this Molotov that's going to land right here is it doesn't allow BlameF to pivot back up the ramp.
Exactly.
Because when these smokes start to clear is when the CT can pick from an angle like this and find a fight as the Ts are starting to scale into the site. This way, he's completely denied that ability.
Yeah, so it's not going to do any damage to him, but it means they won't receive any damage themselves.
Yeah, so it's a
defensive
a good little way to, look, a smoke, the CTs will push through.
Yeah.
A Molotov, they can't do the
Just
same.
zoning them completely. Yeah. That's a nice way a nice word to describe what we just saw there.
See, JW, got any more damage? Not this round at least. Well, wait for it. He normally gets on the second. This time they're clean through. The UMP will be removed. Flusher. And he tried his best to make his way towards the blue bin. Doesn't work out. Money's starting to be drained here at this point. Actually, it wasn't. Flusher's still got 6 grand, and he went for a UMP rush long play. Chad, what do you make of that?
Well, maybe that's got something to do with his ADR right now, Henry, which is only sitting at 26,
yeah, you just pointed
believe.
that out to me. I was like, how is that happening? He's got 6 kills and only 20 ADR.
So with that in mind, maybe he's thinking he's not hitting the shots. He may as well just use his presence across the map here. And once again, they are reacting quite swiftly off of that information. They've taken out mid control. They're ready for this B split.
Gordon, without a single peep, has managed to get himself into a prime position. Okay, Brolin. He's treating that Krieg like an AWP. Entry fragging now into the A site. And a chance for Golden. He does not miss those. And now Config punished as well. He could even find a third. Damage inflicted to Poison. Living to fight another day for now. Bombs down, though. And every single time we've seen Complexity attempt to retake. Clear hyperbole here. They've tried once. They have failed.
I love that from Golden. What a crazy good play that was. Like the fact he gets 2.5 kills there, where his teammates taking all the aggro towards B, they had no idea. He almost gets the third, but he actually guarantees the round. But looks things out. I'm not sure they could even justify going for this one. Looks like they fancy it. I guess they need the round at this point. Nade over could do some damage, I suppose, but not enough to take Crims down. You really have run out of time at this point. There's no point going for it. You got to get out. So they will recover a Krieg at least, and they'll hold on to the AWP. Poison, I think, has found his 3rd kill as we get into round 12 next.
So guys, check this out, right? Brolin getting that kill was aided by the fact that they already knew backup platform was clear. Check out this Molotov he throws. Ready? So he's going to come through dark. He's going to throw the Molotov towards the single box. You're going to see it land momentarily. And then he knows the only other position he has to clear is back of sight. That allows him to pre-aim that angle right there and take out the B defender with ease. He doesn't even have to worry about the single box in that scenario.
Chad, how much do I have to pay you to do that for my games, like my matchmaking games, instantly?
Let me have a think about that, mate. Cool. I don't know if we have enough money.
That sounds real good to me. Giving me that extra insight, and you guys, of course, at home. Flush is trying again, throwing his body relentlessly towards Long, but Golden has pulled up another ridiculous double kill. Didn't quite get to see it. I'm sure we will in a second, but now Config exchanges and returns the favor.
3-on-3, it favors Fnatic heavily. Dust 2 especially, you can see BlameF trying to react here. He knows it just as well as I do. He's got himself a prime position. There's click of the scope as well. He should have heard that. But JW, he always seems to be so aware in these scenarios. Not quite this time. Got a shot off, but well played from BlameF. He reclaims the B tunnels at that point and shuts down their approach.
And now look at Config's position. These CT positions are so strong. Some heroics required if they want to see 11 here.
Crims has enough utility right now to throw a fake onto A. If he walks all the way onto the bomb site, he's not going to know it's clear, but maybe he might get a little bit inquisitive and prod his head out and see nobody facing him. If he smokes towards CT spawn, they're going to draw that mid-rotator right there, which will... Hold up a second. Is BlameF re-initiating an upper dark? Just the jiggle peak for now.
That would be a boatload of information if Brolin steps just too far. Crims is their power play here. He's called A site clear. The bomb is in tunnels, just to note. So... Ooh. He hasn't chosen to make it loud. Instead, he wants to try and find that long player. Now the CT smoke comes in. Another prophet at the desk with me. Let's see if that mid-rotate gets pulled over. It doesn't look like it. Blames Jiggle for info's enough. They're playing this very well, Complexity. And despite the smoke from the HE, Brolin can get the frag. And now Crims onto Obo. How? Wow!
It's not possible. That shouldn't happen. Obo had the prime position, the sound cue, the right weapon for the job, the HP, but still Crims dominates him, and Config has got a chance in. Now we can see the skylights used here, or the skyboxes, I should say, as he flashes in towards B. Gives up his position, and the flash will catch him right in the face. Woo! He'll also get the bullets towards Brolan. 1 versus 1 now. Crims is low, and I think Config might have done enough. It comes down to the P2000, switches over, smoke found, and has he got the kit? Certainly does. Nice smoke here. Doesn't go for the defuse just yet, just taps it. Crims might not take the bait, and he hasn't.
He's not interested, and now takes the fight. Does have the kit, and Config should have 3 on the board.
Once you knew he wasn't on it, I would have been behind that big box and making sure he stayed alive there.
Yeah, I think he wasn't certain because maybe there was an opportunity that the wires of the diffuse may have been shrouded by the smoke but it was all real awkward here. You could see Config was almost like, man, we're getting beaten. I just have to kind of throw caution to the wind here.
Yeah.
Pushing through tunnels with like that cavalierly, it's not super thought out. He's hoping to catch them with their pants down, and he did.
10-3. Complexity have managed to get one better than their efforts on Mirage. 13-2 in the first half there. Lots of B rushes so far. A flash through the open skyboxes there of the B tunnels. Just to bait out some utility, I'd imagine.
Starting to look a lot more like, you know, Inferno Banana. Early utility just thrown out to draw out the CT utility.
Yeah. Just to suggest.
Yeah.
We might be coming in, boys. We've already rushed B 5 times, so watch yourselves. Chad, was there anything to be said on their B rushes? Was there any technicalities behind them? Did you catch? Maybe they were using those early flashes to get themselves in. Maybe there was some method behind the madness.
So they would send the initial 3 players in with the standard flashes towards the left-hand side, and then Golden, being that 4th man, was staying back and throwing the deeper flashes,
Makes sense.
Will not get the Ts as they enter, but will get a
Above
CT
him, right?
if he tries to peek from window or tries to peek from the tall box inside.
Well, there we go. All broken down for you, and Complexity crumbling. MP9's AWP, 10-3 down. This is the pick of Fnatic. If you're just joining us, their pick of Mirage did fall apart. They did manage to have a bit of a resurgence in the second half. They got to, was it double digits in the end? Was it 16-11? And unfortunately, unable to cross the finish line. Similar scenes here in the first half, as we'll see them fend off this long push. Just one player there at the moment. That's going to be Crims, joined by Flusher momentarily. And the execution coming in. Same smoke to describe before. It really comes down to this FAMAS kill. Rush gets nothing here. Call the round done. Poison will be overwhelmed. The split will be too much.
This is going to hurt. He has been so quiet. Fnatic perhaps intimidating the rookie, but nice work from Rush onto the first. He was trying to pick up the weapon. It's an embarrassing way to go down, but still advantage, and it's extended by Poison finally hitting his shots, getting caught out a little bit. Golden jiggles into it. Could be traded, should be traded, won't be traded. Obo, that was the one.
That was it.
That's 2 back-to-back for the youngster.
There's an MP9 in CT spawn, and BlameF can't get him there, don't worry. The Config certainly can. JW now, he might as well do what he can. He's got himself 8 kills and 102 ADR so far. We'll see whether he can keep up. First kill, he nails that. He's got a huge advantage now. Config to clutch out once again. JW, he's gone for the Glock. That's kind of it. He's no helmet. It actually could work out. It could be the godlike play here. With no helmet, the Glock could actually make him an absolute fool. We'll see if it works out. Time ticking away. Config trying to clutch. He is going to make it. Can he get on the bomb in time? He absolutely cannot. And he will save the AWP police for the final round, but that's about as good as it gets. JW buying enough time for the explosion.
Look at the money right now in Complexity for the last round of the half. It's absolutely trash. That AWP is going to be the only strength that they have going into the last round here. This series right now, kicking off both first halves of Mirage and now Dust 2, they must feel completely helpless. They've been dictated throughout.
So just to know, the reason we pointed that out with JW and 8 kills, 102 ADI, he has 6 assists. So he's been doing lots of utility damage. He's been there helping them out on their B rushes with the grenades, but still hasn't got a boatload of kills, but certainly been very influential. Final round of this first half here, a double sniper setup. Not the best one though. You've got the single AWP and the scouts joining them with the BlameF in-game leader holding towards the B bomb site here. Config, gonna take that peek against Brolan. You're very brave indeed.
I don't think anyone wants to peek Brolan when he's got his signature weapon. He is at the top of the scoreboard for Fnatic, despite, of course, as they've highlighted, JW's monstrous ADR.
Has anyone got a time check for us?
In this evening?
Yeah.
11:32.
Okay, well, the series started at 10. So this is Counter-Strike speed running.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to awesome best games done quick.
So, One smoke remaining on the CT side, and flush up.
Oh, not again, Obo.
Catches Obo the nade in his hand. He's not having the best performance. It's going into a B split as well. The scout will do some damage, but they're coming in from the tunnels. Be careful, Blame F. They're coming in behind you, my friend, and Brolan will get another double kill here. Rush to try and clutch it out in the final round of 4 versus 1. It's got the MP9, and now no face. That's going to be 12-3 at half in favor of Fnatic on their map. P250, they've got 2 smokes. This will be a long take. With the P250 smoke combo, it means there'll be double smoking crossover, flashing. They'll probably default the start. A little love tap there towards JW, only does 5 damage. But that'll be the final play here. They're waiting for aggression. There's a lot of Fnatic players that have been rushing all over the map in that first half. They're going to wait for that first, try and flash over, get long control ideally, but there are 3 CTs ready and waiting. So there are other options, of course, but that's, from what I can see in this setup, the 2 smokes, that's what I'd imagine is going to happen. But towards middle they go for now. And it's Brolan who just takes Config, places him in the bin, and that's the end of his round.
Closes the lid.
Yeah.
Gets the duct tape out.
Pushes him down. The bin juice squeezing out the bottom
juice.
now.
Bin juice is the worst.
What a horrible combination of words. Bin juice.
Like, it always looks the same as well, somehow. It's gross.
Not ideal. Poison is going to be throwing out his smoke grenade now for the cross. There is a second, let's not forget, on Obo. Land CT for the start. 3 members of Fnatic to receive them. Crims is the first on the door kit, and he's already having a lot of problems. Flusher flashed off. Will manage to tuck himself in. Golden's missing his shots. I say, perhaps spoke a little too soon, actually, because now advantage Fnatic for the retake. Kit on Golden.
Good shot through the smoke. That's going to be Rush, who's already down there in CT spawn. 3-on-3. He knows he has to be combative here towards the spawn area. Poison, quiet game from him so far. 6-12, but a lovely shot with the P250. Another one there from Blame F. P250's doing all the work at this point. Flusher with the kit. And not much of a chance to actually get himself even close to the side. It's going to be a challenge at this point. Over halfway ticked on the bomb. He's found a USB with no bullets, and it goes to the Glock instead. He really is running out of time now. Almost no chance whatsoever. Might have to fall back with the kit and the smoke. Time will tell, and that might be the case. He's just had to get out of there. Kit is valuable, not going to make it. Poison takes him down, and once again, Complexity bounce back and win the pistol in the second half.
Well, can they convert? That's the big question right now, because Fnatic, they do love a good old force buy. Let's see if they want to follow through here as well. No one's purchased into anything just yet.
Could get 3 scouts.
There we go, there's the scouts. 2 just got bought.
Oof, that was filthy.
I think the biggest or most important kill of this round was Rush killing JW in spawn, just through the side of that smoke, because that really halted, that gave it slowed down that retake right there.
Be careful, Golden.
He's re-peaking with 20 HP.
He's enjoying himself.
He's certainly feeling himself. 19 frags.
I guess you can do that more often now that they're in their own bedrooms.
Put your hands. No, I'm not going to say bad touch now live on air. Instead, I'm going to commentate. That's why I'm here. Round 17, and I am concerned for the CT stack. 4 members of Fnatic have nestled themselves into B unannounced and hoping that Complexity will fall foul to this maneuver. It doesn't look likely, especially as they mantle their way towards short. The cross back being held by Poison, past tense. JW Scout wins the duel.
And we're off. First kill for Fnatic, and the pace slowing down more and more here for Complexity. They have a few smokes left. A few rifles as well. Brolan getting information here, but so's Obo. It's the battle.
Did he see him?
Of the little guns,
No,
and we'll see whether it's Brolan who can come out on top. He certainly has the advantage in terms of the timings. They have no idea of his assault towards lower B. He can't do much of the MP9 towards short, to be fair. If Blame F continues to remain on his perch here, oh, he's looking towards lower. He is aware of it. He'll get the kill. And that's going to be their access point. Do they want to go back towards B here? Maybe not.
No way! Golden hits that with his low HP. He's done enough. Contribution complete. Now where are they going? Are they really going to head back towards B? Crims is going to be punished for this because he pushed all the way down tons.
Yeah, but he can still make his way back. So there is a good chance he can at least get 1 gun. Maybe deny a plant here. Time will tell. It's a very safe plant. The CZ not actually hitting the shots.
Flank. JW's giving it a good go. Teamwork, dreamwork, and all that good stuff. And Crims had a good go. He actually managed to bring him down to 33. He's made this winnable, especially now JW's Scout a whole lot more potent. Bomb ticking, no kits. They're going to have to be quick. And JW, oh, he didn't catch a glimpse, did he? He did now with the shots. Obo's told him where he is and already found Flusher. So now a little more difficult. Krieg upgrade and retreat. With no kit, he realizes that's an impossible task and even more hard to get away. Now the bullets are connecting.
I thought once JW was able to make it towards mid-long, Complexity were just going to execute into A, and then he was going to pick them off when they were taking site control there and do a little bit more damage, and a simple retake would come on in for Fnatic. But second-guessing themselves, making sure that there was no huge flank or stack potential. They rerouted back through towards B, and, well, it was a close round in the end of things, but look, just getting rounds on the board right now is the goal for Complexity.
Yeah, and the reason you don't see the golden scout shot from his POV is because nobody in the production room, as well as here at the casting desk, expected him to hit that shot.
Here's a stat for you, Henry.
Chad Sponge Birchall competed in Season 3 of ESL Pro League, placing 7th with Renegades. How'd that make you feel, Chad?
So I believe I retired before the season ended. And then I was on the desk at the end of Season 3.
So instead of being like the captain solemnly going down of the ship,
Henry, I was the most depressed in my life that I've ever been.
Okay, well, didn't
yeah, so...
I thought that'd be a funnier story.
No. There was a lot of sadness, just like there is for Complexity right now.
Golden, no armor on that USP.
That's kind of insane. So now Config has to defend those weapons. And they're going to have to put the brakes on. There's no way you can let Fnatic recover those. They have to go A. Config will have to stay and guard the gun, so it's going to be like a 2-on-3 on this side of the map. Config can't move. He has to protect the Kriegs. And he's trying to blow, he's trying to use that native to blow them out. It doesn't happen. He has to go join his teammates now, and there were footsteps, so we'll see if they can gather them. There's JW, though. Oh my goodness, how's he got here?
He saved that Krieg from the round before, and now it could be the end from Complexity in round 18. He's going to adjust, catches the glimpse. Oh no, oh, perfect. Config will get the kill. JW, he had his decision to make, and it chose poorly. 4v3, advantage still Fnatic, but that's not in terms of the weaponry. They are going to line up for the CT smoke from long, and then just walk on up, I assume. No one's going to take contact. It's only, what, a USP?
Yeah, Brolan low HP on a USP towards A. Same story towards short as well. The USPs will do very well to defend this one. A great start for Fnatic, but I don't think they're going to stick the landing. Another USP kill. This is unbelievable. Poison will find the AK-47, though. It's down to the 2-on-2, but all the rifles have been removed here. Fnatic surely can't win this. The jumping shot would have to come through from Flusher. Starts to sneak his way up towards the side here. Do they have any idea? Apparently not.
Why?
It's a great shot. It's going to be a full eco victory at this stage. The Krieg has been found. One player, and Flusher has found him. He'll have to go for the jumping scout, and it almost connects. Rush now in no man's land, trying to make his way towards shore. He should be able to get the first kill, no problem, considering the low HP. Tucks himself in towards Gandalf, and they have no utility, but they have got skill. It's a full eco victory that saved Krieg and USP kills to kick things off, Chad. What happened?
All right, well, let's focus on that, because look at this man right here towards window with the grenade in his hand. We'll
that's
play
where
this
came
one out.
from.
He has the nade ready to throw into upper tunnels. So as this plays on out, you're going to see the members starting to congregate in upper tunnels. The grenade's going to land.
No way.
Chunks down on these two individuals, and then next minute, they're both going to get taken down by those USPs. That's where the round all kicked on off.
That's kind of sick.
So with the starting pistol and the $300 investment, they got the opening kills of a full bought Complexity. That is Counter-Strike. This is why we say every single round you have to have your focus honed in the professional realms of Counter-Strike.
Oh, that's a lot of information for JW to get free there. Poison had just moved away, and you can see what he's done with that. Pushes straight on in and locks them in lower tunnels.
They truly are locked in. It's T-spawn or B. Their only real viable options now, because they're making it abundantly clear, and the nade, napalm, laden on the floor of B. Brolan's going to give it a good go with his bullets too. A double kill, and there's more where that came from. Golden now throwing lead down range. It could be a second. It will be a second, and it should be the round. Crims confirms 14 for Fnatic.
They're trying their luck towards the B-bomb side as well. A couple of rounds there in a row. Hasn't worked out, as well as Fnatic's efforts towards this side of the map. To be fair, Poison hit a notch shot with the scout, but that was about it. Golden positioning behind the smoke, very effective, and they deny the plant, and that's very important. The money is broken. No bonus cash coming through. They're currently sat at $2,400 in terms of the lost bonus. Is not quite going to be enough. We'll see what they can do heading into this next round.
I mean,
it's just Glocks and another B approach, I suppose.
These are those rounds where the call is just a letter. You're on the eco. Maybe start talking about round 21, because 20 should and will. All said and done. Great spray from Golden, closing in on his 30th. And it's actually going to be the four, excuse me. I thought he saw an ace there from Golden. See again from his POV, nice little slaughter to ensure that one's safe.
So that round right there, they were able to dump so much utility towards tunnels when they got sorry, not that eco round, but the previous gun round. Because, as I mentioned, JW had all that mid information for free. They heard nothing towards long. He had crept all the way out, saw nothing lower dark. So because everywhere else on the map, it's completely quiet. As soon as anything comes through towards B, you know that you can bank on it's most likely going to be there, and they just dumped all their nades.
10 rounds in a row required, and they haven't checked the blue box here, Chad. This could be absolutely colossal for Brolan. The fact there's a player in the pit, they're not going to be checking this. They will walk by completely. He can have a couple, but that's well played from Config. Nice snap towards the blue box here. They're still fighting 2 for Nail. 4 versus 3 though, and JW, of course, just pushing around the map with the sniper. Rush will have to tuck himself in behind the taxi here, and somehow JW still ready for the shot, but Rush will beat him to the punch.
Surely they win this one.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is their best shot in a very long time.
Golden has 28 kills in 20 rounds of play.
And some of those with USP against full armored opponents.
He's got the opportunity here to make it 30 in this final round if he wants to be done and dusted with this one. Maybe he wants an early night.
Doesn't have to go far to get himself into bed. But first, the fragging has to be done. And with 4 players standing against him in this round, it does look like there will be more.
There is one potential equalizer here. If you look at the amount of utility left in the hands of Golden and then contribute that with Crim's 2 flashbangs, the other side of things for Complexity is very, very light. And because of that, they have to take more of a contact play here.
Reactionary smoke and incendiary. Love that from Golden. It's going to make things really awkward. They have to mantle or go wide. He's not going to find the necessary frags, though. And with bomb down, Complexity will secure 6.
Yeah, not much more to be said than that. It's going to be just Crims here looking to cause financial damage if possible, take away a few Kriegs, maybe get one for himself. He knows there's an orb towards top and middle, so he'll recover that. Use that for the next round. They could go for a double orb setup. I'm almost certain they will going forward. Crims can use the orb himself.
Yeah, a conversation started yesterday, though, but I'm just going to carry it on today just so that newer viewers are still on the same loop. We had a conversation with Zonic, and he gave us some insight, just talking a little bit about how much he hated going up against... in fact, I've got the quote written down. The worst thing of T's side at the moment is playing versus 4 Kriegs and an AWP. And his response to that is by not buying Kriegs on their T side half.
I think
Perhaps more to come.
That was the most fascinating and insightful answer we've had in the interview so far. Just like straight up, it's like, okay, that makes sense. Like, you consider your guys to be the world's best strategically. Why would you limit them by giving the Kriegs the opposition there? So you can run your strategies.
Equalizing weapon.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it does make a lot of sense. Obviously, they won't be as potent on the T side, but they're more strategic and can just deny that killing advantage on the CT side. It makes a lot of sense. I don't think we'll see many other teams replicate it because there's so many kills to be found in this Krieg. The orb rattles off down towards underpass there. We are going to see a bit of damage towards JW. Minimal, though. Flashbangs towards short. And no player making his way up towards the catwalk just yet. So, 4 players in B tunnels, though. Remember, 1 round against them and they lose, and that's going to be a strong grenade. 100 damage, and Brolan with a double spray down. The bomb has been found. He'll call for the cavalry at this point. He won't be on for the ace here. Jumps up towards the box as well. And we are done here, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be 16 to 6. 1 final kill for Brolan. Takes his turn up to 24. The young Swede delivers once again. A superstar counter.